All right, so on YouTube, this is a YouTube video. The date is May 20th, 2019, around 3:40, almost 3:40. So I'm on Oroville Park. I don't know what park this is, or off of I don't know, Montgomery. So yeah, so I wanted to make a video. I've been wanting to make these videos, so this is gonna go under drama blog, just to continue to talk. So I'm kind of just, chilling in public. So normally I'd rather you know go where I can talk, but really my drama is not really something that man, my teeth are all messed up. I just kind of want to talk about current events, not really about my drama, but because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start writing consistently on a blog, so that later I can turn it into a book, and that's kind of what's going on. As far as an update on what I've been doing, here's some artwork. So this is one of the last stories that I've been working on from the fiction books. Chilling on my little red chair. I never had a red chair before, or I never had a chair, like a lawn chair or whatever. So that's new. Having my headphones and having my iPhone and my coffee cup, and this is all stuff, that I finally been able to do. Man, I've been drinking a lot of coffee, so my teeth are getting all messed up. Sorry, I see myself on the screen and they're like all. Anyway, this happened when my teeth got messed up when I was 18. They always come in kind of yellowish, but yeah, I messed up my teeth when I was 18. So I've had to live most of my life with a cracked tooth. Anyway, so the idea, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, so what I've been doing, I've been continuing these jobs. I was working at a Goodwill over here in Oroville. They had opened it up when I was living here. So I was there till like a month ago, and I got fired for listening to some music, listening to my phone when they kept telling me not to, but it was more than that. I'm, still in a place where I have to deal with the public, and man, sorry, I'll clean my teeth. With the public and with the powers that be, and I'm pretty rebellious, I guess. Not really just rebellious, but I am ornery, pretty ornery, and I don't really. I got issues with authority, I guess. Not really, but I got issues with. If I have to self-clarify or self-diagnose, I would have to. Just independent. Like I'd rather have my own business than work for somebody, and and I worked on it to get there. So, but that's not really the case. The real idea is that there was other issues going on at the jobs, but the truth, I'm good at taking orders as long as there's like, it's a weird thing, like when you get hired for a normal job, like sometimes you get cool bosses. I have had cool bosses, but sometimes you get people that like to abuse that. So I don't know exactly how it would be if it was a normal situation, but I don't like if someone yells at you for no reason, no matter if they're the manager or whatever, your boss. or your supervisor, it's like, you know, ends up being like, dude, we're two human beings and blah blah blah. Anyway, so that's not really what I'm trying to talk about here. So what I did want to talk about was what I'm doing and what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm currently doing is being broke and not having no money, but I have enough money to get hopefully to the next stage. Which it's funny, I just watched a Dave Chappelle thing where he was talking about like you know, keeping it real, or when keeping it real goes wrong, which is funny, you know, like some of his comedy is pretty vulgar, but you know, even for me, but I mean, I laugh, I'll check it out, but some of it's comedy in general. When you talk about stuff like, you know, some things, he's funny, so I laugh at most of his stuff. I like, so art, you know, I find it pretty humorous. Anyway, so much to talk about. You know, I've been watching these movies. I just watched Aquaman and Venom. I got it on DVD. I watched Avengers Endgame, which was pretty interesting too. I watched Captain Marvel. I haven't been going to the movies too much, but I've been watching a lot of older movies just on Netflix, and so I got to make a blog about all of that stuff too. But you know, it's trippy because, you know, the current events and social politics is, you know, it's pretty crazy. What you learn as you get older, and you know, I guess most people already know, I just didn't know about it, but I don't know if I agree with it. But normally, you know, you don't talk politics, you don't talk finances at the dinner table, right? So that is understandable. You know, the more you learn, the more you understand, like, okay, it's not needed. You know, friends and family, you talk politics, you know, you might not agree, and that's the weird thing about Facebook. You know, you get friends and family talking about politics and whatnot, and you realize, like, dang, you know, like, we don't really agree on a lot of stuff. Even when they're like, I have some my cousins, uncles, like, they're like, they're really cool. You know, we always got along. They're cool. I like them. But it's like crazy because then they got the Republican point of view, which is like, I try to not be too judgmental about the word Republican or the idea of Republican. But yeah, but you know, you hear people say they're Republican and then they say a point of view that's I don't agree with. But then there's a lot of things that I do agree with. Oh no, my phone's running out of energy. So I didn't watch Shazam, but anyway, so the politics and stuff I kind of understand. Same thing with your job, you know. Although I find myself the blabbermouth of politics and stuff, like talking about, you know, social order and social issues at inappropriate times, and because, you know, I feel challenged, I feel like people are trying to get that out of me. So I don't know what's out there, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff. I know there's a lot of people, you know, trying to discredit what I've been saying and what I've been doing in my art and my art shows, and it gets crazy, you know what I mean? So everybody's kind of like Game of Thrones out, and everybody's kind of like self-serving, and you know, and it's understandable because, you know, everybody's got to eat. So when you get a tyrannical kind of social order, to be a free thinker or just have freedom of speech, or to have, like, the interesting thing about freedom of speech is you get freedom of speech, but it doesn't mean that there's no consequences to your speech. So this is all stuff I've been learning as I go. But there's also the thing too, where I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, somebody's got to say it. Like, somebody, even in a world that, in a time where, you know, the government's cracking down, or people are cracking down on politically correctness, and which takes away from people venting on what they really feel, you know. And you don't, you know, like abortion, those issues like abortion and stuff, they're not something that I think should keep being rehashed. You know, I think it's a political ploy to keep people busy and talking about stuff. But, you know, talking about political ploys is actually one of those things that you shouldn't be talking about, and I do talk about it. So like, people, even if Alex Jones is a corporate made entity or not, he was, you know, they've made an example of that guy, and they took him off the air or whatever, you know, and that's off of social media. And there's been actually some legit, you know, social, like internet and social media been tampered with, so that freedom of information is no longer guaranteed or relevant. You know, during the beginning of internet, I think there was a lot more freedom, but at the moment there's a lot of censorship going on, whether it has to do with wars or economic wars, and you know, I've seen stuff about JFK talking about, you know, the dangers of the Cold War when he was dealing with stuff. You know, the freedom of the press was an issue, you know, and that he fought for, that he was like saying, you know, that's important to have open communication, but yet the enemy, America's enemies, the USA's enemies, are using that information against the government and you know, against America. But so that was a catch-22 for free society to have information available, or to have free society. When does it not stay free? When everything is hidden, or everything is a lie, or everything's a cover-up. You know, when there's so much disinformation that the public no longer has open information, you know. So that's kind of where I see, you know, and this is, you know, I think it's a gift and a curse to be able to think about this stuff. Like, you know, really, like, I really don't really care, but I seems to be so interesting that I gotta think about it, you know. It's like history, you know, like Genghis Khan or Rome, or, you know, like, it doesn't really matter to me, but yet it's interesting, you know, these characters, or these times, different historical events are interesting to me for some reason. So anyway, so I have to talk about them, because what else are you gonna do? So that's why I'm making these, that's why I talk politics. In reality, like, I really see humans as as going a certain way. It's not really, basically, I'm not gonna be here in 100 years. So it's not really that I'm like, oh my God. But it's interesting to know what might happen in 100 years, and to write it down, and to make blogs about it and all this stuff, so I can continue thinking about it and talking about it, and, you know, make a book so I can make some money off of my ideas. But, you know, in reality, like, just seeing it, being able to see it, you know, and it doesn't mean that I have any stake in the outcome, other than, you know, and in California, you know, you hear politicians talking, you hear people talking, you know, talking heads on TV discussing these issues, and sometimes, you know, either not really Freudian slips. I wanted to actually talk about that, but not Freud, but, like, you know, just like me talking about stuff that's important to them, and you kind of get some information, you know, and be like, oh wow, you know, like, people were worried about this, and people were worried about that, or so I don't know. But anyway, so the point is that that's been going on in my world, and I'm gonna start doing blogs, writing blogs instead of art blogs. But I'm in transition again to, you know, keep doing my art and books and stuff like that. I'm posting online. I have my Facebook. I don't really talk to people on Facebook, but I just post stuff on random funny stuff. It's really reposting everything that I see other people posting stuff, and I repost it, just either to annoy people or to, I kind of almost gave up on giving people information, because I don't know if people really, like, there's no real reason to try to change people's mind. You just put the information there. If if it's interesting to somebody, then yeah, you know, then cool. If not, then whatever. So I almost ended my Instagram. I posted all my art on there already to current, and art photos of murals and stuff. So I'm kind of done. I'm gonna clean up the Instagram and kind of just put start a new one, so that and you know, make it more business-like. Facebook, I'm just gonna keep it. I don't want to have two Facebooks, so I'm just gonna post my advertisements on there and my face and stuff like that. So I got my website going, so that's where I'm gonna start concentrating. Even if people don't, I mean, I can post links to that on my social media. So my website is where I post most stuff, or put my good stuff on there now. There is a blog, so I'm going to keep that one business on my website, which, you know, I'm going to continually update, start moving that way. YouTube, I already posted all my music and art and everything that I want to post it on there. So I'm keeping the YouTube as all my past work and and these drama blogs and all the stuff like that, you know. So really, like, that's you know, drama, you know what I mean? Like, really, like, it's just documentation almost. So I got to start another YouTube where it's more teaching art and talking about, you know, the creativeness of how to be creative. Because really, like, if I put my life into what I've done in this lifetime, as far as creativity and being able to harness ideas and originality and imagination and the discipline to put it out in the world and create something from it. So creating something from nothing is what I do. And there is, you know, it has to do with science, because you can't discipline yourself without getting buffed, you know what I mean? Like, if you work out, you're gonna end up getting buffed. So working my mind and my creativity ended up to a place where, you know, it led to insights on the human condition, and you know, the insights to just, you know, why we're here. And, you know, it's kind of like science, you know, just learning. Not that I was looking for that, it was just, you know, it's just part of the process. I really do believe artists have insight, you know, like meditating and pulling from a source, and you know, we move as a group, so it's not just one person. It's a group thing. So you know, I'm tapping into something that other people have been tapping into as well. You know, I'm just a poor dude, though, that, you know, has to try to make money while I'm trying to tap into the source, which I've been doing. So I'm already been able to do that. You know, I live in America in the 20th century, 21st century, and I had free time most of my life to be able to cultivate that. So I've been able to have my kung fu going, and now I'm already 40, so I'm able to do that. So I want to share what I have, what I know, because when you look at the world and the people that have been able to, like Einstein himself, you know, like, people that, you know, people wonder how he was able to do it, and it was just because he had so much free time to be able to open up his conscious or subconscious, to be able to let that through, and he had the abilities to. They say he wasn't the greatest mathematician. His wife was actually the mathematician, but he had the ability to openly think. Same thing with Tesla, Nicholas Tesla, and these people that create from nothing, they're pulling from these concepts that are the concepts of their generation, and Steve Jobs, I think,